A murder in Mississippi is now on the radar of federal investigators. This comes as an autopsy of the victim, Rasheem Carter, revealed he was beheaded. The 25-year-old was last seen alive in October. Now, parts of his body were found in the woods a month later, and another haunting detail. His family says Carter went to the local police department and reported being scared for his life. He believed a group of white men were following him. My next guest has been intimately involved in this case. Joining me now, Ben Crump law investigator, Arthur Silky Slim Reed. It's just mind-blowing to see this kind of case happening, Arthur. And it's my understanding he last talked to his mother on the phone October 1st, and he warned her. He was saying that there were some issues with his employer, right?
Yes, with his employer, and then he said that 3 trucks of white men had started following him, and then he texted his mom saying that if anything happened to me, so-and-so had something to do with it. He had these men trying to kill me. And then he was also caught on a deer camera in the woods with a large stick on his shoulder, and his shirt was ripped off of him, and he had bruises on him. So someone was after him, and someone was chasing him.
It sounds like a hunt.
Yes.
They're hunting him.
They're hunting him, that's right. And he was seen on that deer camera, and that photo that was on that deer camera, even though they knew he was missing, was circulated through the town at a truck stop during breakfast time, and people were talking about it. And finally we found out that he was hunted by someone, and you don't just make accusations about someone's trying to kill you and then come up dead. What's crazy about it is that the sheriff on the first day ruled out foul play. We don't see any foul play. When his head was detached from his spinal cord.
How does that happen?
I don't know, man. It's Mississippi. It's Mississippi Burning 2023. And we're on top of this 24/7. We haven't rested on this case. And think about this, that we've had this case since December, right after the remains were found in November, and couldn't get a news story broke on it. Only a couple of people would show up, only a couple of cameras would show up. So we couldn't get the story broke until now, once we had the images of the remains. And what the state was actually telling us is we're conducting an autopsy, so we're going to turn the body over to y'all as soon as we get through. So when they call and say that they were turning over the body, when I went to Mississippi and it was the size of a shoebox, I was like, what kind of sick joke is this?
Wow. And we're looking at exclusive pictures you've provided for us here. What are we looking at, Arthur, right now exactly?
That's the vertebrae, parts of the vertebrae. The other picture that you see, that's the skull that was inside of that box that I'm telling you about. And was any kind of substance used? What has him in the shape that he's at? Because it would actually take, you know, we dig up mummies and there's still skin, there's hair. We don't have any of that.
That's the question I had for my producer. I'm like, how can you have a skull in that amount of time? And of course, this has been examined by the pathologist, the medical examiner, and they've positively identified him as this.
That's why some of the teeth were missing, because they used the root of the teeth to take DNA and match it to his mom's DNA. So it's positively him, no doubt about that. Now, also what happened is that last week, a whole separate set of remains have been found on another piece of property.
Separate individual?
Well, we're thinking that it's his remains, but they haven't done the DNA yet.